Hello and welcome to this WordPress tutorial on Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO is quite possibly one of the most popular plugins in the WordPress world, and certainly the most popular SEO plugin. That stands for Search Engine Optimization. So I would highly recommend you use the free version of Yoast SEO. There is a premium version which adds a few extra features, but the free one kind of gets you all the foundational things you need in order to properly optimize your pages and blog posts, so you can beef up your organic, search engine rankings. Of course, the big wig being Google. So this is how it works. In every page and post, as long as you have the plugin installed, you're going to have this little panel right below your content editor, and essentially, and it might be the case that this panel is located, further down. It just depends how what all plugins are installed on your site. So just look for this, and it may also be collapsed like that. Just uncollapse it. That's really any panel for that matter. So the way it works is it kind of gives you a score, an analysis of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong in terms of optimization for this specific page. Now, the way it kind of grades you on the overarching thing is the focus keyword that you kind of input in here. So and I won't go into actually what's the optimal keywords or key phrases to use. I'm just going to point out that you probably want to keep it between 1 and 2 words as far as something that corresponds to the page that you're trying to optimize. So keep it all in sync. Don't try to optimize for something that doesn't make sense for the page you're trying to upgrade the optimization for. So if you're, say, an attorney and you're in criminal law, maybe you want, and you've got a page about DWIs, maybe you want to use a simple phrase like DWI attorney or something to that extent. Now, of course, this page is not about that, but you will see automatically a lot of these metrics change with what I placed in there. So I'll just kind of go over this and in just a bit. But before I do that, I just want to also point you in this direction as well to the snippet preview. So this is essentially the way your page will look like if someone were to find you in an organic search results. So in Google, and by organic results, it simply means you search for a key phrase, a normal thing in Google, and everything that appears that's not an ad is an organic ranking. So that's all it means. So typically it's designed in this fashion, the way it looks here. Now you can totally manipulate this within Yoast, which is awesome. So you can kind of get a feel of what it will look like, and also kind of increase the scores behind these metrics down here. So this first piece right here is called an SEO title. Quite possibly the most important piece that you'll need to optimize for your specific page. If you look into any page that lives on the web, on your browser tab at the very top, it's not in the screen here, but if you look at the very top of a page, that title that appears when you hover your mouse over it, that's the SEO title for that page. Then you have the URL, or the web address, and it carries with it, every page and post carries with it what's called a slug. And all that means is just what you named your URL for this page. And in this case, it's about-us. Then you have the third piece, which is what's called the meta description. And what a meta description is a 1 or 2 sentence description telling Google what this page is all about. This is not something that shows up in the front end, but it does show up on your code, and it also shows up in the organic rankings, as you will see. So to manipulate this in Yoast, you're just going to tap on this Edit Snippet option. You see there's a formula in place for default if you don't put anything, but instantly if you start typing, you will see that it changes up that preview. We won't mess with Slug for the time being, but you can if you wanted to. See, you can see it kind of changes that. And then this is the meta description. Now you notice there's a little meter, and it'll tell you, and I'm just going to just type random keys on my keyboard, but you can keep on typing until it turns orange, or your words become red. As long as you don't bleed too much in the red, you're fine. So you can see, you can probably fit about a couple sentences in there. Same goes for your SEO title. Just keep typing until you, and this is going to be less than your meta description, but you know, once you hit orange, you just kind of hit the pause button on going any further. So that's the snippet editor. Now, of course, I'm just typing in gobbledygook, so this is not going to give me much of a bump in the analysis here. But since I'm not going to be since I don't have content I'm optimizing for, I'm just going to kind of go over the metrics and to tell you what's going on here. So let's just pretend this content does have, you know, a DWI page for attorneys. So the first thing it says, hey, great job. You don't use this focus keyword on any other page that lives on your site. So that's fantastic. It's unique. You're focusing on DWI attorney. I don't see that anywhere else. Perfect. The second thing is the focus keyword does not appear in the URL for this page. And then it says, if you decide to rename the URL, be sure to check the old URL 301 redirects to the new one. So what it's basically saying is, like, your slug doesn't have the word that exact phrase, DWI attorney. If I were to change that, you know, oops, I got all caps here. If I were to change that, you know, actually, you would probably, let's see if that worked there. So I think you need to save this in order for this to change. So that's probably why it's still in orange, but simply changing that to that, I think, is sufficient. Or maybe you need to put a dash. I don't think, because I have a space there. Yep, I guess that's all it was. The fact that space, since I have a space here, that's why with two words, the dash qualifies as a space, and it's like you can't, of course, leave it blank like that. Or you can in here in Yoast, but it'll put a dash, as you can see that. So that that gives you the little bump. Looks like. Let's see if that worked. Yep. Okay. So you have to put in the slug in there. Okay. Never mind. So moving on along. SEO title is too short. Of course it is. We're not using very much. We're just automating it, which in this case is just you grab an about page title. So that's where we would start typing in our key phrase, because they'll give us some cred for that. And there you go. I got a green little dot for that. But it's still too short. Of course, just keep typing some key phrases describing, you know, maybe geographic region, you know, other key phrases. If you have a marketing SEO expert, they'll be able to tell you how to phrase this stuff. I won't go into that very much, but you could get the idea here. No outbound links appear on this page, so it's not necessary, but you know, it'd be good to have some external links, you know, references to external links. I wouldn't worry about this one so much. No internal links appear on this page, so if you've got content living in here, it's good to have internal, meaning links to pages that live inside your site. Maybe they correspond to DWIs, maybe they do not, but it's great to have that, because it'll give you credit, bonus points if it relates to DWI. Probably will if you've got content going on there. No images appear in this page. Obviously add some. And then in addition, if I did add an image, which I'm just going to do here real quickly, if I did add an image, it's a little bit sluggish here. One thing it also will measure once an image is embedded is that there's keywords inside the image itself. And yeah, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. But essentially, let's see if I can just kind of do this again here. So essentially, what will happen is it will look for keywords inside the image itself. So if you're trying to put, and I think I'm going to give up on that because it's just taking forever, you want to input what's called an alt tag. And an alt tag will just be keywords that you can place inside your image that lives on the image. So it's not, so it's readable to Google, and then it also will give you some cred for that as well in this analysis. Now you see no meta description is specified. As soon as I start typing, it'll at least give me, I believe, some credit. Yes, it has, but as you can see, there's no, I did not put the key for a DWI attorney. There, just changed to orange from red, but of course I'm under 120 characters, so keep on beefing that up. This of course is stating that your content is only 17 words long, and it counts things like your page title and other things. So you want to definitely add some more words, a minimum of 300 words ideally. And then the focus keyword does not appear in the first paragraph of the copy. Of course, if I had copy, then I could make that change. So that's kind of the basics with the analysis. I would just kind of work through that. You don't have to necessarily knock all this out, although the more green dots you get, the better. And your SEO grade will go from okay to, I believe it's great. Or green, it will just be a green notation on there. Now there's more to this, but I just wanted to go for the basics of this. We'll have a part 2 later on. For now, thanks so much for joining us here on this Yoast SEO plugin. We'll see you in the next one.